What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money Making Friday, one of my absolute favorite days of the week, man. During the best time of year, Money Making March. March Madness is happening right now, and I'm in the greatest city in the world for what we do. Sunnyside, Las Vegas on a Friday during March Madness, man. We got a huge card of NBA games. Of course, we got Round of 64 Part 2 college hoops going on today. Today's one of them days, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm ready to do the damn thing. Last night, good night for us. 3-1, I believe, on the Jam Session. We smashed our only play of the day, our play of the day, with your Chicago Bulls. They end up winning the game outright over the trash-ass Sacramento Kings. Really good day for us yesterday, man. We cashed our college hoops play of the day. Woo, Pig, Suey on the Arkansas Calipari boys outright money line. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward into an absolute dominating weekend. We started right here today, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. Let's do the damn thing today, ladies and gentlemen. There will be no graphics again today. I'm sorry, I'm in Vegas. I just don't got the time to sit here and do the graphics while I'm here, man. Too much action going on, too much shit going on. I'll be back home tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow, maybe no graphics either, but Sunday when I'm back home, and then after that, we'll be back to regular scheduled programming. All right? Don't beat me up. The information is still here. Let's do it. First game on the board. We got the Orlando Magic laying 8.5 on the Washington Wizards. Small lean for me on Washington. Orlando right now currently still on the DNB. We tried to give them their chance, their opportunity to come off the list the other day. They didn't do it. Where do we typically like betting Orlando? At home, at the crib. Now they want us to lay 3 possessions on the road. This is not that style team. Washington has played serviceable basketball over the last 2 weeks, month or so. Nothing here tells me to lay this many points with Orlando on the road, so I won't do it. Small lane on the Wizards plus the points. We got the Houston Rockets laying 5.5 points on the Miami Heat, total 213.5. Houston, they've returned back to the Rockets we know and love. Houston, we have a problem. The problem is everything here really says take Houston, but I have a gut feeling this is a game Miami just shows up out of fucking nowhere and does something tonight. So, small lean on Miami. I kind of think Miami might win this game outright, and it's just going to be that head-scratching, like, what the fuck happened there style game. The NBA has been like that over the last 2 weeks or so. You know exactly what I mean. Hell, last night, the fucking Hornets blew out the Knicks. There's always one game on the daily that just is a head-scratcher. The more and more I start to look at that game, the more and more I think Miami outright money line will be the game of the day. We got the Timberwolves laying 15.5 on the New Orleans Pelicans. One of my least favorite games on the entire card today. Pelicans have been a mainstay on the DNB for a majority of the season, while on the flip side, y'all know what we call Minnesota. We call them the house of disappointment. Because just when you think they're finna do something at home, just when you feel comfortable laying an extended number with Minnesota at home, they never fucking do it. They never do it. Never do it. They're the reason they're the house of disappointment. This game right here, that was a pick between two evils. We just seen these two teams play the other day. Minnesota was laying a huge number like they are right now and ended up losing outright. Forced to play this game, I would go right back to Minnesota in the cook revenge spot and lay the huge number. New Orleans still on the DNB. I know laying in numbers with Minnesota at home at the crib are asking for it. Somebody's got to cover here. I highly doubt New Orleans is competitive in back-to-back games. Small in on Minnesota, probably my least favorite game on the entire NBA card tonight. We got our favorite money-making team up next, though, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. They're laying 19.5 on Charlotte. We're laying that 19.5 with Oklahoma City on Charlotte. We're not overcomplicating it. We're not overthinking it. Thunder Buddies for life. They're the number one ATS team in the NBA for a reason. They've been a dominant ATS team over the last couple seasons. I think this is the highest spread of the season, and I don't care. Terrible spot for Charlotte on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel. Did get a win yesterday. Shout out to them. I told you on the Jam Session yesterday, I thought they had a legitimate chance to go in there and compete against the Knicks. Knicks overrated, overvalued, like I've been calling all season long. Charlotte, though, with travel on the second leg of a back-to-back, going to play the most dominant ATS team in the league. Thunder might be up 20 at half. Feel me? I'm going to lay it with Oklahoma City. I lied to you guys a few seconds ago. I told you my least favorite game on the card was Minnesota versus New Orleans. I lied. It's this game coming up next. The Philadelphia 76ers versus the San Antonio Spurs. This game right here is a pick between two evils. Two of the worst ATS teams in all of the NBA. Philadelphia right now currently still the worst. There's no team you've made more money fading than Philadelphia. So I definitely understand why they're underdogs in this game, but laying 5.5 with San Antonio, you're asking for it. Forced to play the game, I'm going to tell you, I believe the line tells you what you need to know. I believe the books have San Antonio favored by this many points for good reason. I'm going to lean towards San Antonio laying the number. I have been the guy saying no Wemby, no Fox, no Pop, no Spurs. And I'm kind of still subscribed to that. Pick between two evils today, though. It's either you grab the points with Philadelphia, a team that just, no matter how you slice it, doesn't seem to cover an ATS point spread, or you lay points with a terrible team like San Antonio. Pick between two evils. I would lean towards the home team, San Antonio. We got the Detroit Pistons on the road facing the team from Dallas. Pistons laying 9.5 here in this one. Dallas did fight hard in that last game against Indiana. I don't know how they ended up losing that game, though. They completely crumbled in the last few minutes of that basketball game. Actually, I can tell you, they're in outright tank mode. They're trying to get as high of a lottery pick as possible at this current point of the season. At least that's what I believe. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense for this team at this current point in time. Small lean on Detroit. Detroit's the best road favorite in the NBA. There's no team you've made more money with this season laying points on the road than Detroit. I believe that's enough for me to rock with them here in this one. Dallas still severely banged up. Detroit should flood them in this game, in this spot, in this situation. Boston is laying 13.5 on the Utah Jazz. Small lean on the Celtics, laying 13.5. I think the talent discrepancy between these two teams is so wide. The Jazz, they're in outright tank mode. They're, in my mind, the number one team in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. This is where I want to see Cooper Flag go to Utah. I feel like they're going to build him a statue day one if that's where he goes. This team has no interest in winning basketball games. They can be competitive in certain spots, certain situations. Boston Friday night, though, they could go through the motions, or they also can come out here and whoop this team by 50. I'm going to lean towards Boston, praying they come out here motivated and actually kick the crap out of Utah. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers laying 8.5 points on the Phoenix Suns. Cleveland, they're struggling right now. This is the most we've seen Cleveland struggle all season long. This team has now lost 3 straight games. They lost to Orlando at home 108-103, and then they lost to the Clippers on the road 132-119. Lost to Sacramento in the most recent game they played 123-119 on the road. They're still on the road, basically still on the West Coast. They have played Phoenix once this season. They played them in Cleveland, and they kicked the crap out of them 118-92. Phoenix has played better basketball of recent. They've won 3 of 5. They've been better from an ATS perspective. I believe they returned back to who we know them to be. And that is one of the worst ATS teams in all of the NBA. Right now, I believe they are 29 of 30 from an ATS standpoint, the Phoenix Suns, while Cleveland is 2 of 30. I know Cleveland hasn't been in the best form. I know Phoenix has kind of gotten into solid form. Don't fall for the shit. Cleveland is head and shoulders a better basketball team. I think Friday night is the get-right spot for them. I have them taking Phoenix behind the woodshed. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Lay the points here with Cleveland on Phoenix. We got the Denver Chicken Nuggets out on the road facing the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland is favored in this game. Portland laying 1.5. I think the line tells you everything you need to know. I'm on the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm laying the 1.5. First things first, injuries is the key concern here for Denver. Jamal Murray, Jokic, they've missed, 2 games in a row? It's trending towards 3. It's trending towards they're not going to play in this one either. And for me, this is just a play on the spot, play on the situation. Portland has been playing well. This is going to be their 5th straight home game. They've won 3 games in a row, beat Toronto, Washington, and Memphis. They've also already beaten Denver in Portland this season. The score was 126-124 on the 19th of December. These two teams have played 3 times this year, however, and Denver has won the last 2 meetings, 146-117 in dominating fashion, and then 2 days later they beat them again, 132-121. Both of those games were in Denver, however, though. This one's in Portland. You know what that sets up. The double revenge game at home at the crib for Portland. Again, the line tells me everything I need to know here. Portland's favored in this game for a reason. They're comfortable at home with this being their fifth home game in a row. They've been shooting in the same rim, same gym. Trust them in this spot. I'm going to lay the points here with Portland. I will say, keep an eye on the injury report, though, just to make sure Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic don't pop up as the day progresses. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers laying 6.5 here in this one. I'm on the Clippers. I trust this team at home at the crib. The Clippers, ATS at home, have been covering at a 70% clip. They're the best home ATS team in all of the NBA, and it's not shocking. They built a multi-billion-dollar arena with a wall and some more shit, and they have a clear home court advantage. Just is what it is. Let's not overcomplicate it. It doesn't take a blind man to see these things. Memphis, they've been terrible from an ATS perspective. Over the last 16 games, Memphis has only covered in 2. Over the last 16 games, Memphis has only covered in 2. They've been terrible from an ATS perspective of recent. When the Clippers are favored at home, they do it. The Clippers have played 22 games at home this season. The Clippers have been favored in 22 games at home this season. They've won and covered in 16 of those. That's 73% ATS as a home favorite this season. And on the flip side, we got Memphis, who's only covered 2 of their last 16 games. It's a perfect storm, perfect combination. We don't have to overcomplicate these things. I trust LA in LA tonight. I'm going to lay the points here in our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. More than y'all know, man. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. Money making Friday during Money Making March. I'm in Sunnyside, Las Vegas, ready to do the damn thing today, ladies and gentlemen. For y'all on my premium side, I think I have 3 college hoops, 3 NBA today. So pretty good sample size of games today. I'm trying to go 6-0. If you believe I can, hop on something long term and let's do the damn thing today, man. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. See y'all tomorrow, and we will be back on regular schedule programming soon. I promise. I promise. But the information's still here. Got you what you needed to know. Now let's cash and go green. A run is starting now. The run starts now. If you believe me, let's do the damn thing, man. I'm out of here.